Hello and welcome. It's a journal with me. So I usually don't do these kinds of videos because what I write in my journals are private and personal, and I would like to keep it that way. I don't intend on sharing those things still. However, I thought it would be nice to be able to share a collage and how the page is filled with written word. So I'm doing this in my journal, but instead of writing what I would write on any given day, I'm going to be transcribing a passage from one of my favorite books, Frankenstein. This has made an appearance in videos in the past, and I've read from it even for ink explorations. I really love the book, so it kind of is my go-to for this sort of thing. So anyways, I have some little baby mountain goats. Mountain goats are definitely one of my favorite animals, so I was excited to be able to use this and find them. It was an advertisement for something, maybe an alcohol. I actually got this stack of magazines. I've had them in my drawer for maybe a year now. I went to a cobbler to have a pair of shoes resoled, and the gentleman at the counter offered these magazines, and I turned them down initially, and then he went on to say about how he's been trying to give them away all day and nobody's taking them. And so I asked, would it be helpful for you if I take them? And he said yes, it would. And so then I took them. And they're modern magazines, nothing that I would really be that interested in, like women's health and and some fashion magazines. So they've just been sitting there. And finally I decided that it was time to use them, and I sat down and I went through them all, and I started ripping out all the pages that I thought I would use one day, and then I recycled the rest. I am nearing the end of this journal, and it's always a little bittersweet, especially because it has been such a struggle this year for me to journal, and I haven't completed a journal yet this year, which is kind of abnormal, unusual. And when I first started this one, this is a Midori A5 that I had cut down to fit the standard size so that I could use my traveler's notebook with it. I had kind of been really restless, and so I wrote in this journal for a little bit and then kind of moved around and bounced around between other journals, familiar ones like the Leuchtturm, thinking that I could rekindle an old flame, and a new one that was a Hobonichi Techo. It was a daily journal, or a daily planner rather, and that was fun for a little while. It actually inspired me to do some collaging. And then I realized, well, if I'm going to be collaging, I should just collage in the journal that I have most completed and finish that up. So I pulled this one out, and I went back and filled in every blank space with collages and stickers and pictures and quotes, and just packed it full so that there wasn't any blank empty pages looming over me and pressuring me, reminding me of this journaling failure. And it felt so good, and it got me out of this I think trying to formulate my words here and having a rather difficult time. Let's see, I just lost my train of thought now completely. Oh no. I think it was just really valuable to be able to let go of what journaling has been for me. Journaling has tended to be all about writing and writing and writing and writing and pages of writing, and I fill them up really quickly. And that hasn't been the case lately. I haven't been writing as much as I once did. And so revisiting the collage in the journal was really helpful, letting go of this parameter that I had unintentionally imposed upon myself, and just had fun. I had a lot of fun, and I didn't care how they looked. Some of them are beautiful, and I'm proud of the work I did, and some of them are really not even worth mentioning because they're just a mess. But it doesn't matter because no one will see them, and I really enjoyed my time. So it just sparked something. And now I am journaling all the time again, and it just feels normal and natural and like how it's supposed to be, or at least supposed to be in my head. And I feel really happy with that. And now I'm coming to an end, and a little sad because I've really bonded with this journal now. We've been through all of the things now, and I have spent a lot of time with this journal. And I would like to start a new journal and continue in this similar fashion, or continue in a way that meets my needs in that moment. But it always takes a little while. It takes some time to really feel comfortable in a new space. It's like starting a new book with a new author, and you don't quite know where this author is taking you, or you're not familiar with the cadence of their narration, of their voice. And so there's an adjustment period, especially when you have really enjoyed one, going to the next. Maybe your expectations are a little much, or you're a little extra critical because no one will ever replace the one that you had such a good time with. So, well, anyways, yep, that was my really random rambles about journaling. I'm now painting with gouache. I decided that there was a lot of blank space still left, and I wanted to fill it up. And I couldn't find my watercolors, so I ended up using the gouache, and I'm glad I did, because honestly, I prefer gouache anyways, just the texture of it. It dries chalky and matte, and it's more pigmented, and I think that worked really well on this page, because it kind of took away the grid lines and just, I don't know, made it feel more painterly. I was inspired by the book cover, so I mixed up colors to kind of mimic that. There's a little goldfinch sitting above me in the tree, singing. So today it's 86 degrees, and it's really beautiful. I'm not complaining. I had to run some errands, and I rode my bike, and it felt good to be outside in the sun. But it is only the beginning of March, and it's a little scary when it's already getting so warm, because being here in the desert, we all know what is just around the corner. Part of me is looking forward to being in the sun and going swimming, and all the bird songs that come with summer, and evening nights, maybe out at a restaurant on a patio. I don't know. I'm looking forward to summer in some ways, and also terrified. So that's all. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video.